Welcome to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here. Not to my right-hand side, but in Orlando, or Kissimmee, is Kevin Carter. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm coming in via satellite.
This feel like old times, man, when I was in Boston and you was here in Jacksonville, and we get on the Skype call. And so now it's just, it's like good old times. We tried this a few times where I was in Orlando, you was here, so it's nothing new to us, right?
Yeah, now I can't look at you and tell you to shut up. I gotta tell you to shut up over Skype.
I know you gotta tell me to shut up over Skype, or now you can't
No,
really mess.
I'm trying to make my point.
Exactly. So, but how's it down there, man? Is it beautiful? Are you enjoying the perks of Disney again?
It's beautiful. It's probably about 70. It's probably about the same as Jacksonville right now. That Jacksonville's been over the last few days, but it's gorgeous down here. Not a cloud in the sky. Just Florida weather. Typical October Florida weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. I know we're broadcasting here about 5:30 or so. It was I was trying to get my car fixed, so car issues, always popping up, and that alternator in a Toyota car is always hard to get. So, but nonetheless, me and Kevin is here, and we're gonna take care of these NFL picks this week here. Since we didn't do it last week, we're not gonna miss 2 weeks in a row. So we're gonna We're gonna go ahead and take care of business, man. So, but first of all, let's talk about this Buccaneers. This Buccaneers transaction that just happened. They just extended McCoy. His signs a $98 million deal. And so it's $51.5 million is guaranteed, and let me see here. Actually, it's the most ever given to a defensive tackle in NFL history. It's
beating Albert Hainsworth deal that he got not too long ago, because Albert used to be the highest paid defensive tackle, and now it's him. But that's a lot of money to give. That team has a lot of needs. And I'm not familiar with their salary cap situation or anything, but they have a lot of needs, and they just spent that much money on a defensive tackle. I know he's pretty good, but when a team has a lot of holes, do you really want to go and waste that much money on a defensive tackle?
Right. I don't know. I guess it's just this much pressure to try to keep some of their core here because, they're 1-5 right now, and you already know they're struggling. Then they already allowed them to lead high, 204 points. So it's really, I guess they're just trying to make sure they have some kind of continuity by having a familiar face stay around. And his deal is for the 8-year period. So, but I mean, it is kind of expensive for a defensive tackle to pay this much money. I definitely agree with you. It must be really incentive based, even though the 51.5 is guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
So. But, right now, he's in his 5th season. He's coming off his best year. He's got 9.5 sacks and 35 tackles. And like you say, we all know he's considered to be the anchor of the Tampa Bay defense, rebuilding defense, that we like to add. So this is where we need Mr. Orr here to add in his thoughts about this signing. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure we'll definitely reach out to him about this later. Usually he's very vocal about stuff like this on Facebook. I haven't seen anything from him.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet either, which is surprising from him.
Exactly. So he must be busy doing something. Maybe he's at another Comic-Con. I don't know. I'm just messing with him.
No, he's actually babysitting.
He's babysitting.
Yeah, he's at the Navy dorm, so he's babysitting.
Gotcha.
I did see that on Facebook.
There we go. All right. Well, we did have a Thursday game that did happen. The Denver Broncos played the San Diego Chargers. It was 35-21.
Fuck you, Emmanuel Sanders.
Kevin Carter was definitely beating his head against the table because of fantasy implications. And
fuck you, Emmanuel Sanders.
And so, Emmanuel Sanders went off for 3 touchdowns, 120 yards.
Fuck him.
And then, of course, you got Ronnie Hillman, who had 109 yards rushing, but no touchdown. Those 2 touchdowns went to Juwan Thompson. So,
poor dude.
So, but setting your fantasy aside, what you think about this game here? Because I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it was, and I didn't think it was going to be this high scoring.
Well, goddamn, when nobody can freaking guard Emmanuel Sanders, it's going to be that high scoring. Yeah. Nobody can freaking stick him. And, he made 2 miraculous catches, pretty catches.
Yeah.
So we can't say nobody was guarding, but damn. I'm like, of all people, of all weeks, of all people to have the one big game, it was Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah. I know, man. And so Emmanuel Sanders had a great game. The defense on the other side of the ball, Von Miller was just actually controlling his way.
He was able to tee off because they got the big lead and they made him throw the ball. So he was able to tee off.
Right.
Also mentioned Antonio Gates becoming the all-time leading receiver in San Diego Chargers history.
Yes. That was a great
basketball player.
Yeah,
is now the all-time leading.
Fantastic, right? He was tell you what, man, it's always good to hear these stories of. It seems like many tight ends now have been playing basketball and they're converted now to playing football. So it's always
a lot of the good ones did. A lot of the good ones, Gates, Graham, Gonzalez, all the big ones. All the big ones really played basketball before they got into playing football.
So I like to ask your thoughts on this. How does basketball, from a tight end's perspective, how did that translate to football? I mean,
tight end is almost like a power forward. Mm-hmm. You want to box out, you want to use your body, and you want to make it where you're in control and you can put your body in spaces and knock people out of the way. So basically, what the tight end is doing is boxing out the dude and giving his quarterback a perfect spot to throw the ball to, and he can go up and get the ball. So basically, it's almost like being a power forward when you translate it over to basketball.
Right.
Because what they do most of the time is box out, use their body, get in good position, and give your quarterback somewhere to throw the ball. So it translates very well. Especially, you don't see no point guards playing tight ends. You know what I mean? You see point guards like Russell Wilson playing quarterback.
Right.
Because he played basketball in college as well. So, but you see them bigger guys that play power forwards and sometimes small forwards. You see them guys able to transition because they're already big dudes, but they're able to use their bodies in different ways where they shield off defenders like you're boxing out. They can shield off the corners and the safeties and sometimes linebackers. Plus, they're also fast as all get out from all the basketball training as well, where they get up and down the court. So it translates very well into being a tight end.
I'm telling you, man, some of these tight ends now are basically as skilled at wideouts, and that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Jimmy Graham alone is a wide receiver, just a bigger version, right. And they just call him a tight end, but he's a big man.
Big man, fast, strong, and I tell you, it's scary, man. It's how talented some of these guys are with that size and being able to play basketball and it does translate well to football, like you say, blocking and being real physical and down in the trenches with some of these big boys too. Some of these big boys you could go in the trenches against, and I give them props, man. And
well, a lot of the ones that transition over to basketball and stuff, you don't see them doing a lot of the blocking. They're more the pass catching guys. Mm-hmm. The ones that have played tight end all their life and been just football players, you see those guys are more of the ones that have the physical blocking ability and everything like that, but they're also able to go out and get the ball. The ones that play basketball are more of the ones that are the pass catchers. You don't really see those guys in there banging and doing a lot of blocking. You see them doing the little chip blocks and then getting out for the pass on the pass route. So you can tell the ones that were basketball players because they use their athleticism a little more, but you can tell the ones that have played football all their life instead of playing basketball. You can tell those guys because they're more physical and they play and they get in there and block more than the other guys and everything.
All right, awesome. All right, so let's go into picks here because, like I said,
there y'all go, people. I've used my basketball and football knowledge all in the same spot.
Boom. See, Kevin still like basketball a lot. He just like when it kicks up in December around Christmas time. So, all right, so we have a early game. 9:30 a.m.
30 a.m. Yep.
Holy moly. The Detroit Lions, and you can't really say Atlanta Falcons, but they're in Wembley Stadium across the seas. So, early game, I mean, kudos to these fans. They wake up that early and watch them.
Well, if I was at home, we'd be watching the game at 9:30 in the morning, just because we'd probably both be awake and just wanting to watch the game.
Very
But
point.
them guys over there, they're over there at Wembley. They're actually getting the real sense of a football game now. It's going to be at I think it's 3:00 or 4:00 over there their time.
Nice.
So they're getting that little sense because every other game's at night over there.
Right.
When they do a 1:00 game, it's about 6 or 7 o'clock. I forgot the time difference right off the top of my head, but it's a little later in the day whenever you get the other games that come on at 1:00. So they're getting a real NFL experience this time.
All right. Well, who you got here? I still Megatron stats is still up in the air here, but I doubt he's going to play.
I still got Detroit. Matthew Stafford is playing. We always thought he was a product of having Calvin Johnson, but we see he's playing well without Calvin.
Yeah.
He's going to Golden Tate a lot, and he's still playing some really good quarterback. So I got Detroit winning.
Okay.
Even though I hope it's a shootout because I have Roddy White. So
yeah, I'm with you, man. Detroit is on a roll. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. That whole it's really funny now, man. Cause we didn't really think that NFC South division was going to be this bad, and we really thought it was going to be one of the solid divisions there, and the East was going to be the one that was lacking. But
you thought it was a fluke, and it's not a fluke.
No,
you thought it was a fluke that all these guys were pretty bad last year, and you thought the Saints were going to kick back into things. You thought the Falcons were going to come back up, but it turned out not to be that way.
Right. So yeah, I got Detroit.
But one team's got to win that division. So
yeah, one team's got to win it, and probably get an upset by one of the wild card teams. So, but we'll wait till we get there. Yeah, Detroit to win, and I got Detroit winning.
Hey.
All right, we got the St. Louis Rams at the Kansas City Chiefs. 1:00. Yeah, at Arrowhead. So who you got here, Kevin?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home just because that's a tough place to play. I know St. Louis is coming off the big win, but they did do it at home. They used a lot of trickery to do it. Davis is actually playing pretty well, but I'm still going to go with Kansas City and that crowd. I think Charles will just have a good game.
All right, this game is going to be a nail biter. It's expected to be close. A kid Austin is playing a heck of a job at quarterback there. I don't know about the comparison Brett Favre is doing, but I guess he was trying to say that as he's coming out of nowhere.
Brett Favre drinking that moonshine in Mississippi.
You think of St. Louis can't look back now with this kid, and hey, NFL's about opportunities, and
roll with it.
Yeah, you can't help that Sam Bradford this poor guy just getting injured, man. So, and unfortunately, man, it's all about opportunity, and this kid is seizing it. So, but this will be a close game. Kansas City's at home; they usually do particularly well at home. So yeah, Kansas City go ahead and win. I'll say by 3.
Yeah.
All right, the Houston Texans at Tennessee Titans. Who you got?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Houston. Zach Mettenberger getting his first start as the Tennessee Titans quarterback. So now they finally went to Zach Mettenberger out of LSU. So he's getting his first start with that Houston defense, the way they're playing, or just freaking they got J.J. Watt for God's sake. So I'm gonna go with Houston. JJ's probably gonna have a big game, especially against a rookie quarterback, and I'm expecting probably Foster is gonna have a pretty decent game as well.
All right, I got Houston as well. Davion Clowney.
What the hell is going on?
I know.
What?
We're still making the same picks here. Davion Clowney is, I believe they say he's like a couple weeks away from returning. So it'd be interesting to see how he mixed in with J.J. Watt now, the way he's really dominating and give you another guy to kind of